Don't scab for the bosses, don't listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize. Which side are you?
I just think it's kind of dumb that we're such good friends and that you're the best person I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah, I think you're like the smartest, nicest guy I've ever known.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
It's stupid.
Anyway, we're recording. So.
Hey. We're back, bitch.
Woo!
Oh my god.
Ow.
It was hell.
It was awful. It was truly.
It was horrible.
Abhorrent.
It was abhorrent.
Yeah.
I hated every fucking second of it.
True. Made me want to die.
Yeah. Taylor
A lot.
Taylor was sick, but he's back now. We're back now.
We're back in business, baby.
Oh, thank God.
Truly thank the Lord, Jesus Christ, for blessing us.
And the Holy Ghost, why not?
And yeah, throw him in there too.
Throw it in there.
The Holy Ghost doesn't get enough love, I feel,
It's true.
It's always the Father, it's always the Son,
Yeah.
but no one talks about the Holy Ghost enough.
Yeah. And I think also it's kind of sick that Christianity has like a Holy Ghost. Like that's kind of edgy, Christianity.
It's pretty edgy. It's kind of metal. I feel like the Holy Ghost if it's not, is for sure should be like a Christcore band.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, like a heavy metal Christcore band.
Jesus Christ hardcore, baby.
Absolutely.
JCHC.
I'm Phoebe.
I am Taylor.
And this is our podcast that we're finally recording.
We're finally back.
Finally fucking back. Called Remarks.
The only Karl Marx inspired podcast.
It's true.
And I think I've said this before, but the only podcast that exists.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Like, you guys listening right now are probably like, wait, what is a podcast?
Yeah.
It's this.
Like, you just, like, turn on your phone, and this was just playing. Mm-hmm. Now you're listening to it, and you're like,
what?
What is this? Yeah.
This is, like, I'm, like, learning so much, and I'm, like, way smarter and sexier.
I feel my brain expanding in my noggin right now, yeah. And, like, my, I don't know, chin becoming more defined, because it is true. If you listen to our podcast long enough, you turn into a Giga Chad for sure.
Yeah, like, you know the Crimson Chin? Yeah. That's what you're going to look like.
Clef the Boy Chin Wonder. What a show.
Oh my god, I should watch that. Mm-hmm. Just like for funsies.
The Fairly Odd Parents, man.
Yeah.
What a show.
What a show. Sorry guys, we are so excited to see each other.
True, yeah. It's gonna be a fun one for sure.
It is. We're in a silly, goofy mood today.
Phoebe, why don't you give the people what they want and tell them what we're talking about.
Tell them what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So today we are talking about scams. We each just picked a different type of scam. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is probably something for sure that will come back.
Do more scams,
because there's a lot of scams out there.
People be scamming a lot.
Bitches be scamming.
Yeah, bitches be scamming.
So the title of my notes for this week is Scam Calls. Why don't you start calling some bitches? So
a classic.
I'm going to talk about why the fuck is there so many scam calls.
My sentiments exactly. Why are there so many goddamn scam calls?
Yeah. So, Taylor, let's play a little game.
I'm ready.
Take out your phone, open up your call logs, and count how many spam calls you've gotten in the last, 3 days.
3 days? Oof. Let's see.
Live.
I don't know. Honestly, so I don't get too many. I'll go back until I see some. I got one on January 15th for potential spam, one on January 14th for potential spam, one on January 13th for potential. I get about one a day. Mm-hmm. And then they like come and go. Like I'll get a lot for like a week and then it'll stop.
Yeah.
But there are weeks where I'm like getting a potential spam call like multiple times a day.
Yeah. So. I've had like 9 in the last like 3 days.
It's unhinged.
It's insanity. And I also get like at least once a week, if not more than once a week, I get scam texts as well. Wow. And I get so many scam calls that my phone had just like started defaulting my calls to my voicemail, even if it's like someone I fucking know and want to talk to. It just like goes to voicemail, which is like cool, I guess, but also not very convenient. So
I just thought you hang up on me the first time I call you every time. Like you're just like, I can't talk right away. I have to make them work for it and call again.
Yeah,
right?
I want you to feel like, oh, she must be doing something like really important.
Yeah, acting aloof, right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's my it's my like sexy, mysterious quality about me.
True. Yeah, I've always said that. I'm like, my co-host Phoebe, aloof as fuck. Dude.
Aloof as fuck. Yeah, just aloofing around.
True.
So, I'm sure a lot of you are dealing with this scam call situation. I have to clear my throat.
Epidemic, if you will.
Yes, it is an epidemic.
Yeah.
So, this podcaster wanted to get to the bottom of why is this happening. So Business Insider conducted a survey and found that 46% of Americans reported getting scam calls every single day. Scam calls have been on the rise for a while and actually increased after the scammers realized that they could use COVID as a convincing ploy, which is
that
great.
That makes sense. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but
which they do with pretty much any like
anything that happens.
Desperate situation that's going on. Even more recently, there's been an increase in the amount of scam texts being sent out as well. So yeah, like I was saying, I get a scam call probably every day, and a scam text at least once a week, which is like hilarious because most of the scam texts are asking me if I want to sell the house that I don't own, and I'm like, sure, yeah.
Your car's extended warranty, and you're like, I don't have a warranty on my car, actually.
I'm like, I'll sell you a house, give me money.
Yeah, I want it.
You want to sell the house I rent? You want to buy the house I rent?
Yeah.
Sure. So what is the point of these scam calls and why do companies even do this? So scam calls work on a kind of tree system. There are robo-dialers in countries outside of America that are dialing phone numbers all day long, making millions of calls per hour. The robo-dialer plays a pre-recorded message and is basically just in place to make as many calls as possible and try to keep the person on the phone for as long as they can to get them through the phone tree system until they're actually sold like a product or have their information stolen. And they're just, they literally just like are a computerized system that like types in number, calls it, types in number, calls it. Like
a simp, like algorithmic simp, you know?
Yeah.
Like calling people 24/7.
Exactly. Algorithmic simp.
I'm coining that phrase. If
You
anybody
should.
says that, please credit me.
At Tayler.
At Tayler, yeah. Just, that's all you need to put and everybody will know.
So imagine these robo-dialers like a spider web with really large spaces between the webbing, and now imagine that there is hundreds of flies coming at it. That spider web will not catch a majority of these flies, but because the number of flies is so high, that spider web is able to catch quite a few.
Yeah.
More than if it were an actual person having to make these calls by hand.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, sorry to interrupt you so much, but
No,
I used to work for a large retail store and we had to like convince people to sign up for credit cards, and that was always the tactic. It wasn't ever like you had like your thing you said, right? But it wasn't ever like, be really convincing. It was like, no, you just ask every single person and eventually you'll like convince someone to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. So before this robocall actually comes through to your phone, it'll pass through a gateway carrier that is laundering these calls from overseas and then sending them to U.S. phones. And this part involves actual people. Their job is basically just to patch calls all day from overseas robots to American phones. Some of the people working this middleman position are aware of the scam nature of these calls, but they're unable to intervene due to some laws that I will get into later. Or others don't know that it's a scam call at all. They just are plugging shit in all day, just doing their job.
I mean, that makes sense if you're just like hired to transfer calls, like that's all you're gonna do.
Exactly. And like I'm sure they're not getting paid enough to really care either.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I wouldn't care.
Fuck no.
I don't make like, I mean, communism, obviously I still need to get paid more, but I make a decent amount of money and I don't care. So.
No, yeah, not at all.
Not in the slightest.
So once this call has been patched through the gateway carrier, it comes to your phone. Most people who receive these calls will hang up immediately, or they might not even answer at all. But every few thousand calls, someone will stay on the line. And with scammers getting smarter and learning to play off people's emotions in desperate times, some poor chap may entertain this call, believing that they're in trouble with the IRS or that they could be getting some kind of COVID-related relief pay or a number of other evil tactics.
Yeah.
One of these calls my coworker got, and she answered, and it was like somebody, I think, saying that they were from the IRS and like something about like her W-2, and they knew her whole name, they knew the job she used to work at, they knew the job she was at now, like all this information, and it's because they're being paid to like, or because other companies are like selling information to these people. But it's like they get so much information that it seems so fucking legit.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, they gotta know. They gotta be legit. They know my fucking mom's first street that she grew up on.
Exactly. So if you're one of the sad few who has managed to get hooked by the robocaller's initial message, then the scam system moves to phase 2. Phase 2 is for the robocaller to ask you a series of questions that helps determine whether or not you could be good bait for the company selling the product or imagined product. If you're still on the line after this, you are then sold as a lead to a company for around $6 to $7. And then your call is patched through to the company and a sale is made, or your personal information is stolen. It's hella evil and very fucked up.
Yeah. And or like I don't know, because again, like with the job that I work now, I talk to a lot of people. I work in the finance industry, which is gross, but I talk to a lot of people who are like, yeah, this guy said that I needed to send him, $2,000 in iTunes gift cards and stuff, and it's always so sad. I'm like, they're not going to ask you to pay your taxes in iTunes gift cards. Like, what are you thinking?
The IRS is like, look, I just need to go to Kmart real quick.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. It's also always like these 80-year-old ladies that don't fucking know shit. They're like, yeah, I just got a smartphone like 2 weeks ago. And yeah, it's rough.
And they're just like happy to have someone to talk to, probably.
Yeah, sometimes that's it too, yeah.
It's fucked up. Especially during COVID. I mean, like during quarantine in 2020.
Yeah.
So why do companies go through this convoluted process just to get a handful of clients at the end of the day? Well, paying the robo-dialer to make these calls is dirt cheap, costing the company less than a cent per call. These companies are basically all scams anyway, so they don't really care to have any sort of customer rapport. And honestly, scam calls are really their best way of getting customers. They just have to hope that someone is desperate enough, confused enough, or old enough to get tricked. A quote from The Insider describes these calls as elder abuse. Quote, while many calls may eventually sell an actual product, plenty are simply scams targeting the elderly or infirm. Spam calls that are functionally elaborate Spam calls that are functionally elaborate elder abuse operations attempting to bilk seniors out of money. End quote.
Yeah, I mean that's well, and I wonder too, because I just think it's interesting that like we see, because like text messaging is kind of the way of the future, obviously, and I think it's interesting that we still see so many scam calls, but I think it is because the majority of people that are falling for them are elderly people.
Exactly.
And they're not going to text as much. So I wonder, like, in however many years, if more scam texts will pop up, and be like a thing. I don't know.
Well, I definitely think also, like, I have seen a movement towards scam texts. Because, like, I feel like I never got scam texts at all. But even, like, when I first got a phone, I would get a scam call every once in a while.
Yeah.
Now I get them all the fucking time. But then, like, even still, there was, like, a while before I started getting scam texts. And now, like, I'm getting them at least once a week. And I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's gonna, like, just keep building and eventually probably turn more towards the scam texting situation.
Yeah. Do you think, like, when we're old, we'll get, like, scam messages on, like, our Samsung smart fridges or something?
Yeah, right? You're out of ice. You need to give this fridge $5 right now.
Yeah, it's gonna
and
be.
you're like, well, all right.
Ah, fuck.
Fuck my ice.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if they just started charging you $5 like per ice that you get from your fridge. It's
like a hotel like bar fridge where it has like the sensors.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna start because
capitalism.
Yeah.
If shit continues getting more like Big Brothery, then yeah, probably.
Absolutely.
So why is nothing being done about all of these fucking scam calls? You would think that at a certain point, some government agency has to step in and stop these companies from repeatedly scamming people. But technically, these companies aren't doing anything illegal to an extent. Like, they are, but they kind of aren't. They've found loopholes in the system to continue operating these types of calls for literal decades now. So by originating the robocalls outside of the U.S., any American agencies don't have jurisdiction over the starting point of this call tree. So one of the largest and most ineffective steps can't be cut off. So the robodialers are able to continue calling millions of numbers a day. And as these calls start trickling down the path to actually start getting to American phones, the originator of the calls becomes so distilled that scam prevention services have a hard time filtering them out. Furthermore, the Federal Trade Commission, which is in place to protect consumers, basically has their hands tied because of something created by AT&T in the 1980s.
Oh, good.
Awesome. Love it. Caller ID.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was a great idea at its birth, creating a way for people to see who's calling so they can vet the calls that they're getting. And this honestly worked pretty well before contact lists in cell phones existed. People or businesses could set this up so that when, say, Taylor's Butthole Emporium calls, the name...
How did you know about my startup?
Your Kickstarter?
My Kickstarter. I didn't even announce it yet. We're moving to Silicon Valley next year.
I'm so excited for you. Silicon Valley.
Silicon,
wink, wink.
yeah.
Because butt plugs are made of silicone.
Exactly.
So when Taylor's Butthole Emporium calls you, the name that would show up on your phone, this name would show up on your phone telling you, hey, it's Taylor's Butthole Emporium. Mm-hmm. However, typical of anything nice that we have, someone found a way to exploit it.
Always.
Always.
It can't just be good, honest, butt stuff fun.
Never.
It's gotta become a scam at some point, yeah.
Someone's like, you know what? Let's find a way to make fun butt sex into
a scam.
A scam somehow.
Yeah. Happened with Grindr. There's tons of Grindr scams.
Shit, you're right. God damn it.
Yeah, it's always
wow.
It
And Tinder too.
Yeah, I mean,
for the straights.
Yeah.
Damn.
When it leaks to the straights, you know it's become a problem.
It's like never mind.
I feel like
fashion trends.
Yeah.
You know.
It goes. Yeah.
Like once it's reached the straights, you're like, okay.
Is there like what app would you say like the lesbians use the most?
Well, there's one called Her.
Oh.
That I haven't really used, but yeah, but that one exists. Mm. So I think that I think that's mostly what the lesbians use. But
I mean, I'm a fraud. I've never actually been on Grindr, so
I'm a fraud.
I just used Tinder because you can do anything on there.
Exactly.
So.
That's what I always did.
Yeah.
You should go on Grindr just like for fun.
Just
so you know the experience.
Yeah, it is
I mean?
insane because it tells you to the feet how far away you are from somebody, like to the exact footage.
That's like not safe.
It does seem like it'd be a liability.
A little bit.
But yeah, no, it's insane. It's like because like Tinder, it's like 257 miles away or whatever, however far it is. But yeah, this one it like has a map and it like shows. I'm pretty sure it shows you on the map where they're at. Yeah,
it's like big schlong 5 feet away.
Yeah, it's like whoa. My next door neighbor who has a wife and 3 kids.
Shit.
On Grindr, and his name is fucking Big Daddy 420666 or whatever.
Oh god. Yeah, that's
it's intense. Yeah,
you should look up like Grindr murders.
Oh,
that seems
that could be a
so
bonus
scary.
episode.
Write that down.
Grindr true crime episode.
Honestly. So caller ID, why is it dumb? So caller ID has never required any kind of registry or verification to have a displayed name or number. Mm. So these scam companies realized they could basically say that anyone is calling. So Taylor locked down that butthole emporium because people could be using your butthole emporium to scam people.
My good name.
Yes. Besmirching the name of your butthole emporium.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is why you'll find yourself getting calls from numbers with your same area code or even numbers that are similar to your personal cell phone number. Scam companies know that you're much more likely to answer the phone to a number that looks real, especially if it seems plausible enough. So by using a number close to your phone number, you're more likely to look at that and say, well, that's similar to my phone number. I'm real, so maybe I should take this call.
Yeah, and then, like, because I know another thing is, like, if you call the number back, or it's one that's really close to a number that exists for someone else, you could just be calling, like, a legitimate company at that point. And they're like, what the fuck? No, we didn't call you. And you're like, I got a call from... I don't know, I have personal experience with this, but...
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then this caller ID, like spoofing, I guess, it's also allowed the scam companies to get around lists that have blocked certain numbers. Because they can be like, oh, that one's blocked. Boop, boop, boop. We make up a new one and pretend this is who we are now. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane.
Fucking unhinged, bro.
Unhinged, bruv. Another issue that they've now run into is that some legit companies will use robocalls to inform their customers about appointments or orders that are ready. Like how CVS will call me like 15 times a fucking day telling me my prescription's ready. And I'm like, I know.
You're like, I got the first call.
I fucking know, bitch. But CVS uses a robocaller to send out pre-recorded messages so they don't have to call each patient individually.
That makes sense,
that would be a bitch. So the problem is that if carrier companies like AT&T move to block robocalls, they could potentially block actual important calls that also happen to use a robo system. It's a huge clusterfuck, and it's genius on the scammers' part.
Yeah. They're really playing the system.
Yeah. You know what else is a huge clusterfuck?
Capitalism?
Capitalism. Baby.
Time for them ads.
Ads.
All right, we're back. We're talking about Nazis. That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Talking about Nazis and how they kill gay people.
Yeah.
That gays are the first to go.
Yeah.
So
we like to have nice, relaxing conversations during our breaks.
Always, yeah. No, it definitely isn't.
We're like, Nazis fucking murdered gays. Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think I did post a tweet once that was like, it was like at Dave Rubin, because the gay right wing guy. I was like, as a gay left winger, I would like to fight.
I would like to fight.
Let's fight. And he never said anything back, unfortunately. But
coward.
Dave Rubin, if you're listening,
Duke's up, my
fight
dude.
me right now.
Let's fucking go.
Say the date, say the place. I will fly there.
Absolutely.
I will fight you.
Yes. I'll come, or if you have like a friend or something, I'll fight.
Yeah, no, for sure. You could fight his husband.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, a little tussle. Yeah.
Tussle. I want to fight. I want to tussle.
Exactly. Yeah. As they say.
As they say. As they have said. As they will say. Let's talk about scam texts.
All right.
So the scam text industry is also on the rise and has been bolstering operations lately. There's actually an ongoing Supreme Court case between Facebook and a man who continually received scam texts because of his number being linked to Facebook. This kind of blew my mind. So basically what happened was his number used to belong to someone else who had linked that phone number to their Facebook account. And so then when that person like changed their number or whatever, this dude, or fucking got
fucking
murked.
died. Stop, maybe. Sorry.
A little fucking dark.
A little
there.
dark, yeah, but I don't know why my brain was just like, they probably died.
Dead.
Yeah, no, super dead.
So this new guy got this number now, but it was still linked to the Facebook account. And so the new owner of the number began receiving a barrage of scam texts that alluded to like fraudulent activity on a Facebook account. But the catch was that this dude didn't even have a Facebook. And so after multiple attempts to block the scam numbers and requests to end these texts, they continued to no avail. So he moved to sue Facebook. Facebook obviously does not want to be sued, and especially does not want to be sued again for customers' data not being protected.
Yeah.
Fucking Facebook. Also, when you Google Facebook sue, it comes up with a lot of things, and one of them is genocide.
Yeah,
so
which they do be doing.
They do be doing.
That's we honestly that's a whole episode we should do because there was like a whole report that was released semi recently about just all the shit that Facebook has done, and it's bad.
Yeah, they are so liable.
Yeah, good old Zuck.
Yeah,
and Zuck.
And Zuck. Meta now, apparently.
Yeah.
Which they're also like being sued about that.
I shared this tweet and it was like a look inside the metaverse or whatever, and like just the whole system they have set up, and it looks worse than the Me channel did in 2006.
Oh, I think I did. There was like a shopping one.
Yeah. I was like, the Me channel
like shit.
Looked so much better, and that
literally.
was 2006.
Oh my god. So Facebook doesn't want to get sued. So what we have happening now in this Supreme Court case is Facebook trying to argue that because these scam texts are not being sent via robodialer, that they shouldn't be sued. Which obviously is a bunch of bullshit, but that's our legal system for you. Facebook has a good chance of winning this case because they have a massive amount of money, as well as the money of other entities backing this idea, who want to keep themselves safe from customers getting mad at them for selling their info to scam companies,
which is an understandable thing to be mad about.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like this guy is probably just like, can you just stop? Like,
literally,
I don't even want money. Can you just fix this situation?
Just literally, please stop.
Yeah, he's probably like, I don't even care, just stop. And they're like, no, can't do.
But then if he switches his number, someone else is going to get that number and be plagued. It's like It Follows, but with scam type Facebook
the
texts.
STD of phone numbers.
Exactly.
Oh
no. So if Facebook does win this case, this creates like a whole other layer of protection for these companies sending out the scam texts, and we will start receiving a whole lot more. Because basically, there's like I mean, again, the fucking legal system is stupid, but it's like Facebook, their legal team has phrased this in such a way that they're saying like I said, they're saying like, well, it's not a robo-dialer and it's contacting this number directly, so it's chill. And then on the other side, they're saying, we don't fucking care if it's a robo-dialer or not. It's still sending out scams.
Yeah.
But, Facebook is probably going to win because money.
Yeah, because money and expensive lawyers.
Yeah, exactly. And they have a lot of pull in the legal system anyway. Facebook and all the other people backing them because they're huge companies.
Yeah.
So they control everything anyway.
Love it.
Love it. So one of the craziest scams out there, which I just had to laugh at when I found this because it's just so profoundly evil, is a kidnapping scam.
Oh, no. Profoundly evil. Oh, no.
It's bad. So you'll get a call from a supposed kidnapper who claims they have a member of your family or a loved one. The kidnapper will ask you to pay a ransom in order to get the loved one back. And during some of these calls, you can even hear a woman screaming in the background.
Oh, my God. Holy shit,
It's
that's
so
insane.
evil.
That's the most insane shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's just like the level of commitment this person has.
Holy shit.
They like YouTube like screaming woman and, like playing it in the
like
background.
on their phone. They're like gunshot noises.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, that's insane. Yeah.
They're like, sorry, fucking Diane's, we got her strapped down.
Oh no.
Oh god. So the supposed kidnapper will threaten that they're going to harm or kill your loved one to really probe you to hand over the money. And the FBI suggests that even if you suspect this call is fraud, to contact the authorities immediately.
Yeah, no, I can understand in that situation.
Yeah.
Contacting. I mean, yeah.
Because what if somebody does have your fucking family member
for sure.
hostage?
At that point, it's like, okay, yeah, you should definitely call somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's that's next level shit. I don't know.
Completely, like, unbelievably fucked up. Like, it's one thing to pretend you're the fucking IRS, but to pretend that you have kidnapped, like, my mom.
Yeah, exactly.
You're crazy. You're a crazy person. Like, just go start robbing banks instead, please. Like, that's so depraved.
Yeah, like, the bank's got way more money than they need. Please just rob a bank.
Please, please.
But that's the frustrating thing, is that, like, people steal money from poor people because they can't, right?
Yeah,
like
because we're desperate.
Yeah.
You know?
Whereas, like, you know, as not like banks, Mark Zuckerberg, like, they got more money than they know what to do with. But if you try to steal money from them, it's game over. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I would say, like, one of the few scams that was targeted towards, like, rich people was, like, Fire Festival.
Yeah, which is very funny.
Yeah, it was
actually.
like low-key kind of satisfying.
You're like, wow.
Sucks to suck, you guys.
Sucks to suck. Get fucking scammed, dude. And you know how it feels.
Another one that's kind of crazy is, so approaching Election Day in 2020, many people were receiving calls urging them to stay safe and stay home. People were receiving multiples of these calls, always, and it was always an automated robot voice telling them to stay home. Which, at the time, like, there was a quarantine and, like, a stay safe, stay home directive going on, but, like, nobody was sending out calls telling you to do that, especially not multiple times per week.
That just sounds like some right-wing shit that, like, they would do. Yeah,
exactly. Suspicions began to arise that these calls were trying to convince people to stay home through Election Day, because it was very much, like, perfectly around that time. It's like, hey, on what fucking day is Election Day? Something 11th? November 11th?
11th, I think.
Hey, on November 11th, COVID's gonna be, like, really bad. You should, like, stay home.
Yeah.
And then a more overt effort from election scammers was a text sent out suggesting that due to this is so funny, I'm sorry. Due to a typographical error, that voters who wanted to select Joe Biden should actually select Donald Trump instead.
Oh my God.
And then there was another one that voters who wanted to vote for Trump should select Biden. But it would do the right one that you wanted.
It would fix it, yeah. It's, oh my God.
Which is obviously so fucking stupid, but, like, you know, there's some couple of people out there that, like,
that
fell
were
for
like,
that.
shit, yeah, they're right. They're right. Those voting machines are always fucking up. Like,
it's like the voting machine is so broken to the point that if I select the opposite candidate, it's gonna do the one I want.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there should be some recalls if that's how.
If the voting machines are that broken, yeah. Well, and I guess it's just funny because it's like, no wonder there's all this, like, election fraud talk and stuff, because it's like, obviously people believe that if you select the wrong one, it's gonna choose the one you want. Like,
oh God.
No. Maybe maybe there is fraud if that's the case. If there's people convincing other people to pick on the wrong one. It's maybe not fraud in the way they think it is, but like, don't listen to scam calls, people.
Please. So how do we stop these calls and texts from happening? Unfortunately, at the moment, our options are pretty slim. Pretty much you can sign up for the do not call list, which really doesn't protect you too much because most scam companies have found a way around this by now. I mean, the do not call list has existed for a long time, and it maybe will cut your calls down by a bit, but honestly, I don't think it's going to do much for you. You can download a spam blocking app. Most carriers like AT&T have one that you can download for free, or you can install apps from other creators. Some for free, some might have like a premium option. I used to use one called Mr. Number, and it was probably due to user error that it didn't work too well. I think I just fucking didn't install it the right way or something. Your last option is to turn on this option on your phone that will block all calls from phone numbers not in your contacts list. It's obviously not an ideal option because then you'll miss any call from literally any number you don't have programmed, whether it's legit or not. So hopefully you like never need to get test results from your doctor or like a COVID testing center or need to get a call from literally anyone who's not on your phone.
I think another option is just like have some common sense.
I mean, yeah.
You know, like maybe that's bad of me to say, you know, but it's like I get a lot of scam calls, and anytime I get a scam call or a scam text, I know instantly that it's a scam call or a scam text. You know, like, And if I'm expecting a call for something, then I usually will know like, oh, I'm gonna answer this number I don't have saved because I'm expecting my fucking bank to call me or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas like if it's not that, and it's like, oh yeah, this call is for sure like a scam call. I don't know.
Yeah. No. Exactly. So for now, yeah, I think we're just kind of gonna have to keep suffering through these scam calls and texts until someone figures out a more precise solution. But what's most important is to remember to not engage with these calls and texts. Don't text back in like a witty way. I've been tempted because it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Don't pick up the call. Just ignore and block the number immediately. And then, I mean, you know, for people like you and me, of course, seems obvious to us.
Yeah.
But make sure, you know, check in on your older relatives.
Yeah, check in on grandma.
Make sure they're doing good, and your younger relatives, honestly, because I feel like it's kids who like just got a cell phone that are like hello, and then like older people who don't really know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and that makes sense too, because it is unfortunately like very much targeted at that demographic of people, and that's what's unfortunate. Because again, I guess like, you know, it's easy for you and I to be like, oh yeah, obviously this is a scam, whatever, but yeah, those older people don't always know.
Tell your grandma.
Don't answer phone numbers you don't know.
Listeners, tell your grandmas. Don't fucking pick up the phone.
Don't do it, grandma.
Get her one of those like jitterbug phones where there's just like, it's like hospital, son, granddaughter, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah. Damn. Those commercials had
oh my God.
a fucking bop, dude. That jitterbug song.
Yes.
I mean, I think it is the jitterbug. I think it was an actual song, but whatever that is, I remember that was the first time I heard it was in those commercials, and
slapped.
Shit was always stuck in my head.
100%.
Yeah.
And the old people seem so happy in those commercials.
True.
So,
which I love that for them.
yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. This is very off topic.
I love it.
But you know how like I feel like people of our generation have like very fond memories of weird commercial jingles, you know, like the freecreditreport.com commercials and like the
Education Connection.
Yeah, like all these like weird commercials, and I think about like what my younger siblings will remember growing up, and they're just gonna know like NordVPN ads from like YouTube videos and shit, you know.
That's true, yeah, because there's not really like, I mean, nobody watches like cable anymore.
Yeah, so it's like it's gonna be like maybe some ads on Hulu.
True,
I don't know, but like
true.
Even then, it's like there's just they don't have the same jingles like they
true.
used to. They don't make them like they used to.
They really don't. This used to be a country, a proper country.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're gonna just have the like the TikTok one where it's like, "Whoa, you've been scrolling for way too long."
That's what they're gonna talk about
and
when
I'm
they're
like, Fuck
25.
You. Leave me alone. I'm fucking depressed in bed. Like,
let me watch more stupid things on TikTok
for like 3 hours straight.
Yeah. What a time to be alive.
I know, truly. The Reese's Puffs one.
Yeah.
Reese's Puffs. Peanut butter chocolate flavor. So good.
Also, Reese's Puffs slap. When I ate dairy products, shit went.
Shit did went.
It did be going.
It did go wenting.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that your whole?
That's
that
it, baby.
Oh.
Take it away.
Guess it's my turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't do a full 2.5 hour report this time.
Oh, I mean, it's okay. You got a good 37 minutes.
Well done.
Solid. You know what? Why don't we take a break?
We'll break skis.
And then we'll come back fresh. And rejuvenated.
Rested.
Yeah.
Eat some orange slices while we're gone.
Yeah, pet moonshine on her little forehead.
Oh.
Yeah.
God. Anyway.
Ads.
Oh. Let's podcast.
Let's continue the podcast. It's my turn. I'm talking about the American way and not bombing the Middle East. The company.
The American way, which is like exploitation, murder, genocide. Yeah.
Which is
the other American way, the company.
The company, which only does a few of those things. The American Way, aka Amway, was founded by Jay Van Andel and Richard DeVos, two best friends since they were in grade school.
Aww.
So true Mr. Krabs Plankton story. Except I don't think they hate each other now. So
damn.
Yeah. The two have had
little bestie success story.
Exactly. The two have had many failed business ventures between the two of them, but Amway was the one that stuck. They had attempted a hamburger stand, air charter service, and a sailing business.
Wow,
up until that point.
Quite the spread, I feel like.
Again, proving that sailors are not cool anymore.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fuck.
Not cool. Not cool. Make sailors cool again.
Make sailors cool again.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. The lads in August of 1949 joined the Nutrilite Food Supplement Company as distributors, which is also a multi-level marketing business.
I got the vibes.
Yeah, should I say was a multi-level marketing business. As they continued to expand with Nutrilite, they eventually formed the American Way Association, which was like their little branch of the Nutrilite thing. Like they had like their like little systems and whatnot. Because again, like in a multi-level marketing scheme, you become like an independent business owner,
right,
you know?
Yeah.
So they like their little thing was the American Way Association. And then they began to break away from the Nutrilite company after concerns over the company's longevity. Thus, the American Way began looking for other products to shill. Because again, being their own business owners, they could, you know, kind of amass different products to sell and to, you know, theoretically, you could operate under, you know, 15 fucking multi-level marketing companies and sell all the things and do all this stuff, you know? Because again, you're an independent business owner.
Right.
From 1958 to 1964, they began to acquire more businesses and selling opportunities and eventually consolidated them into the Amway Corporation. Amway would eventually go on to buy the Nutrilite Corporation in 1994, bringing it all full circle.
Yeah.
So they
student has become the master type
exactly, beat. Yeah. Quickstar was the online distributor that became Amway, or it became Amway Global eventually. So that's what their like online section was. Because again, this was back, you know, in when they first started this back in like the 1960s and 70s. Like it was still door-to-door shit.
Right.
Yeah. Because of being associated with so many scams and lawsuits, Amway has rebranded itself multiple times and goes under many different names. The main company changed its name to Alticor. And the subsidiaries...
That sounds so evil.
Yeah, it does sound like a cartoon villain organization. Alticor. And the subsidiaries include Quickstar, Access Business Group, which also sounds like it would be like a Big Brother thing.
Yeah.
And Fulton Innovations. If you got to change your name and mask your reputation so heavily, then you're probably not cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Now, Phoebe, you may be wondering what exactly Amway sells.
I was wondering.
Yeah. Amway sells such products as a #NoFilter beauty tea, $14.50.
Oh, no.
Perfect Empowerment drinking water, $48.
What? I love that it's drinking water. They have to specify.
It's not your everyday throwing water, I guess.
This ain't no pouring water. It's drinking water.
Drinking water. Glister Advanced Toothbrush, $11.50 for a toothbrush.
Drive to the store and buy a toothbrush.
You can buy a 5-pack of toothbrushes for like $2.
Yeah. You get one for free at the dentist.
They give them out for free. Pursue Disinfectant, $10.75. These are just a few examples of the range that they sell. So it's kind of a lot, honestly.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's like just like stuff.
It's just things, yeah.
Like the beauty tea stuff, like that kind of makes more sense to me in like a multi-level marketing sense. But like toothbrush,
yeah.
Who needs I'm not going to sign up for an MLM to get a toothbrush, you know?
Yeah, it's very interesting because, like, I feel like they started off with mostly, like, cleaning products and things, like, you know, the disinfectant and whatnot, but it kind of, like, expanded into, like, health products. They sell makeup. They sell so much shit.
Interesting.
It's insane, yeah. They sell all the Neutralite stuff, which is supplements.
Right.
So I haven't specifically looked up all the prices and done all the comparisons, but from what the article says, Amway charges much more than its Target counterparts, like things you can just get at Target for much cheaper.
Totally.
And probably, you know, judging by from what I saw, isn't going to be the best quality of product you can get. You can probably get better things at Target, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't imagine.
Please don't buy makeup from Amway, please.
You're going to get a fucking weird rash.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. Amway combines direct selling with multi-level marketing, which is one of the things that makes it legally distinct from a pyramid scheme, according to the law. The law says that it is not a pyramid scheme.
There's always, like, that's what it always is with this scam shit. Just like the scam calls, it's like, well, it's not a robo-dialer, so it's fine. And it's like, oh, well,
exactly.
it's this, so it's not a pyramid scheme. Like,
exactly.
It's like, it is. You just made up another thing.
Yeah, multi-level marketing, yeah. Well, it's like that Office thing where it's like they turn the pyramid upside down, and it's like, what shape is that, Michael? Yeah, it's that kind of shit. But again, for legal purposes, Amway is not a pyramid scheme because it also sells a physical product. So this is kind of like where it gets, because so being legally distinct from a pyramid scheme is like, you could, in essence or in theory, become an Amway distributor and just sell the products to people. Like, you could just be like, hey, buy this stuff that I'm selling through Amway, right? Instead of like getting people to like sign up underneath you.
Right.
And that's the difference, is like, you can get people to sign up underneath you, and that's where the real money is at, because you then get a percentage of what they sell.
Yeah.
Which is usually not much that they actually sell.
Yeah.
But, you know,
who wants this shit?
You do have to typically, in most MLMs, purchase a certain amount of product, and then again, you can sell it, but most people don't. So then you are buying product, getting the person above you more money, and, I don't know, making the people who own the company super rich.
Yeah, it's trickle-down economics, which we all know is
it works,
shitty.
Yeah.
So.
No. It works 100% of the time.
Flawless system.
Yeah, no issues. Ronald Reagan, correct about everything.
Genius man. Love him.
Love him.
For sure would never travel back in time just to fist fight Ronald Reagan.
Just to inject him with AIDS. Oh, no. So distributors also referred to as independent business owners, as I was saying, can sell products directly to customers or get people to become IBOs, independent business owners. Selling products to a customer is an option, but realistically, you won't make any money just selling laundry soap, because most people don't need to buy consistent amounts of, like, I mean, people do need to buy laundry soap, obviously, but again, you're not going to get people to buy products from Amway because they're expensive, and
stores exist
that are much cheaper. Yeah. You will also make a percentage of the money and commission for every person you add to your downline, and you get to start selling products as well, and get them to start selling products as well. Harvard Business School stated this, describes Amway as one of the most profitable direct selling companies in the world, noted that Amway founders Van Andel and DeVos accomplished their success through the use of an elaborate pyramid-like distribution system in which independent distributors of Amway products receive a percentage of the merchandise they sold, and also a percentage of the merchandise sold by recruited distributors. So again, it's just, I mostly included that quote because they're like pyramid-like distribution system. And it's like, again, legally they're not a pyramid scheme, but if you draw, a
triangle-shaped selling system.
Exactly, a triangle-shaped selling system. Yeah. In the 1990s, Amway donated a lot of money to the Republican Party, as well as supported countless Republican candidates. Sue Myrick, Republican congresswoman and Amway distributor, would use Amway's extensive voicemail system to promote her campaign, as well as appearing at locations and seminars on the Amway circuit, selling $10 audio tapes to other Amway people. Like, it was, and this is like one of the things they kind of got in trouble for, is like there was all these people like basically just kind of shilling their own thing at these like conferences and making a ton of money off of, like, hers was like politically, but there was people like selling, you know, tips on selling Amway basically, and like getting rich off of like their own success at Amway or whatever.
Which, I mean, I feel like you see that a lot with shit. Like, doTERRA people do it.
Yeah,
it's like, exactly. How I got rich off blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you just make them more rich. Or they didn't even get rich. They get rich off of the thing they're selling to get rich, you know?
Right.
Just how most of those things work.
Yeah. Well, and I see shit like that all the time. Like, on like, Instagram, there will be, like, I'll get, like, an ad that's, like, you know, targeted to me. So it's like a hairstylist that's like, how I grew my business and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like they were using like fucking Facebook ads, which don't work, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's insane. Well, and that's like the thing too, because I feel like I might have talked about this a little bit, but like on some episode, but with like a lot of the finance gurus and stuff, like they aren't really that good at finance. They just sell seminars to people to become finance gurus. Right?
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
It's not like they're really teaching you any valuable financial advice other than like start selling seminars like me and you can become rich.
It's like that's where all your finances came from, is selling these seminars where you pretend you're talking about finances.
Exactly, yeah. So Myrick raised $100,000 from Amway sources through fundraisers at homes of distributors in the 1997 to 1998 election cycle. So even gnarlier because it's 1997 money, $100,000.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah. And she raised that much. She raised that much. And Amway knew all of that was happening. It wasn't just Myrick that did these things. As I was saying before, there was a lot of things going on. In 1994, Amway donated $2.5 million to the Republican National Committee.
Good Lord.
And 10 years later, in 2004, donated $4 million to a conservative 527 group called Progress for America.
Oh my God.
Which sounds like it would be like a PragerU
totally,
kind of vibe.
You know, like, totally.
Just to show how much money has been donated by Amway. And that's just like those two instances. They've, of course, been like funneling money to the Republican Party for forever. Yeah.
Which it's just like, it's always this kind of shit with like who funds the Republican Party. It's like the most random of fucking things. Like this weird company that like MLM sells like fucking a toothbrush or whatever. And it's like, you find out all of a sudden, it's like, what the fuck? Like, you give all this money to like people that want to murder gay people? Like, what?
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, is like it seems random, but I feel like it's very calculated, because Amway is a multi-level marketing company which has been under fire by like the FTC, and if they can lobby for less regulations on businesses, then they can continue to operate the way they do. You know?
Yep.
In 1996. In 1996, Richard DeVos was honored at a Republican fundraiser. Then he and his wife donated $1 million to the RNC, Republican National Committee. July of 1997, Senate Majority Leader Trent Lott and House Speaker Newt Gingrich slipped a last-minute provision into a controversial tax bill, giving Amway and 4 other companies a tax break for their Asian branches.
You sick sons of bitches.
So that classic lobbying shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like the thing with the ALEC thing with the prisons. Like, oh.
Yeah, it's like it's been happening for as long as corporations have existed.
It's true. That's lobbying, baby.
Yeah, it just like is something we do, I guess.
Yeah, like it literally just happens, and like nobody
says
like,
anything.
This is the thing. This is the way of. It's the American way.
It's the American way. Yeah, exactly. In 2004, the Center for Republican Integrity. Oh, I'm so sorry. 2004, the Center for Public Integrity. My apologies.
Oh, okay.
There.
I was like, does that exist?
It doesn't. Showed the Van Andel and DeVos families were the second, third, and fifth largest donors to the Republican Party.
Wow.
So we're talking about big money here being sent to the fascist party. And of course, this all accumulates to February 7th, 2017, when Betsy DeVos, the daughter-in-law of Richard DeVos, was confirmed Secretary of Education under the Trump administration.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It goes all the way to the top.
It goes all the way to the top, literally.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
I knew that last name was familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And she's the worst. She is absolutely...
She's horrible.
She was so bad.
She's a horrible person.
Every
Wow.
teacher I've talked to is like, oh, I fucking hate Betsy DeVos.
Yeah.
Because she sucks. She's like... She basically is like, homeschool your kids because the public school system is turning them into liberals.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Whew.
Wow. Wow.
It all connects, yeah.
God damn. You blew my fucking mind.
I'm glad. I was wondering if you would pick up on it before then, but yeah.
Oh, the big reveal. Wow.
Yeah. So with all that Republican influence, I'm sure you could guess that the company has a lot of highly Christian influence coming from the top of leadership down, which doesn't help mixed with the culty aspects of the company that already exist, because MLMs are kind of just like business cults.
It's so fucking true.
Yeah.
You've seen downtown when the fucking doTERRA convention
Oh my
comes
God,
to town.
it's insane.
Scary.
It's so scary. And like Utah, because of some fucking bill that I think
Yes.
Orrin Hatch passed or
Yes.
something, like Utah's like a hub for MLMs.
No,
it's insane.
Yeah, it's bananas.
It's so crazy. Now, all of this religiousness as well as the political influence became an issue for Amway, and in 2016, they developed the Professional Development Accreditation? Accreditation, that's it. Program to attempt to stop all of the religious and political endorsements by only allowing accredited materials to be shared at seminars and gatherings for businesses or business. So basically, it was kind of like everybody was shilling all this stuff, you know, like God wants you to be rich and all this,
Oh,
you know,
God.
shit like that.
Yeah.
So like Amway basically had to be like, you can't sell all of this bullshit at our conventions.
Yeah. You can't sell your weird tapes.
Yeah.
You guys gotta calm down, okay?
And I don't even necessarily know how successful the endeavor was. I feel like I'm sure they still sell them. They just do it like on the DL.
No, for sure.
And maybe they like don't sell them at like official company gatherings,
Yeah.
but like they still sell them like in the company. You
They
know?
do like the equivalent of like pure romance parties, but for like their weird fake
Exactly, yeah. So jumping back in time a little bit to the Federal Trade Commission and Amway, there's a reason that legally we can't call Amway a pyramid scheme, and that is because of the 19 FTC investigations that were done into Amway. In these investigations, the FTC did find that Amway did not meet the legal definition of a pyramid scheme, which again is the legal definition of it. The FC, and this is a quote, the FTC did, however, find Amway guilty of price fixing and making exaggerated income claims. The company was ordered to stop retail price fixing and allocating customers among distributors, and was prohibited from misrepresenting the amount of profit, earnings, or sales its distributors are likely to achieve with the business. Amway was ordered to accompany any such statements with the actual averages per distributor, pointing out that more than half of the distributors do not make any money, with an average distributor making less than $100 per month.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The order was violated with a 1986 ad campaign, resulting in a $100,000 fine.
Wow.
Which isn't shit for Amway, but
Yeah.
Studies of independent consumer watchdog agencies have shown that between 990 and 999 of 1,000 participants in MLMs that use Amway-type pay plans in fact lose money.
Yeah.
Yeah. According to the Skeptics Dictionary in the... I don't know what that is, but it's quoted here. In the United States, the Federal Trade Commission requires Amway to label its products with the message that, that 54% of Amway recruits make nothing, and the rest earn, on average, $65 a month. So it's kind of shifted from when the FTC did theirs, and then this like label they have to put on there.
Yeah.
So again, they have to legally represent the facts correctly, and people earn an average of $65 a month selling Amway, which isn't good.
Isn't shit.
It's not good. But don't fear, Phoebe. Just because they weren't declared a pyramid scheme doesn't mean they haven't done their fair share of fuck shit.
Yeah.
On November 3rd, 2010, Amway paid a total of about $100 million in a settlement between cash and products, of a class action lawsuit for alleged fraud, racketeering, and top-level distributors operating as an illegal pyramid scheme. So they were basically operating as one.
Yep.
Other legal actions Amway has been involved in include the Canadian tax fraud case, RIAA lawsuit, Amway UK lawsuit, Welcome to Life, Amway propaganda film that was released in Poland.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which again was misrepresenting all of the shit.
I mean, yeah.
Dr. Phil's Shape Up diet supplement.
Fucking Dr. Phil. God damn it.
Dr. Phil pulled from shelves because he realized it was bullshit and wasn't actually helping anybody lose weight.
Hey Phil, I have about 1,000 other fucking products that you've tried to sell that you should pull off shelves because they don't fucking work.
For the love of God. Procter & Gamble case, and regulatory violations in Vietnam. Which, again, we're all pretty self-explanatory. Amway said one thing, did another thing. People got mad.
Yeah.
In the face of all this, Amway still declines on its website that it is a scam and believes it is a legitimate business. Or states that it is a legitimate business.
Well, Amway... Dream big, I guess.
Dream big, baby. The DeVos family, of course, continues to lobby for deregulation through general government appropriations bills, which would effectively make the distinction between MLM and pyramid scheme less decisive and allow MLMs to pull more bullshit to steal money from middle-aged moms, which is a big thing. I didn't write this down, but a huge target demographic of MLM is middle-aged white women.
Yep. Yes.
I mean, look at Tara.
It's like, why do you think that these MLMs are so successful, especially in Utah?
Yeah.
There's so many, like, stay-at-home moms who are like, fuck, like, I need to make money somehow. And then probably lose money because the buy-in for shit is, like, $2,000, and then nobody wants to buy your shitty lipsticks.
Mm-hmm. I've heard there's a really big issue with MLMs in military communities. Like,
really?
Like, people, because... first of all, it's kind of isolating, and you're
right,
and so like you might be on like a military community station somewhere, and some of the only people you will interact with is like other military families, so there's like a big issue with like people selling like all this stuff going around military families.
That does make sense.
Which
those military wives getting those MLMs.
Those MLMs love the military wives.
Son of a bitch.
Amway is also still really culty, with former members saying that there was no critical talk allowed in the huge seminars and rallies that were used to hype people up. And it was directly compared to a religious revivalist meeting.
Oh my God.
Because of like how... just like how excited people got for like, and I mean it makes sense, you think of like I think of like some of the like actual religious conferences I went to when I was, and like that feeling is always like it always like felt good, when everybody was like getting hyped up about Jesus and whatnot. And I'm sure
Jesus is inside you, and you're
exactly.
like, yeah,
you're like, yes, yeah. And then you're like, ah, shit, I was just gay. That's why I was so excited.
Yeah.
Just wanted men inside me. Anyway.
I just liked the fun singing. And
exactly, yeah. But yeah, so I imagine it's like similar to that, you know.
I could totally see that.
But it's just all like you can become a millionaire if you work hard enough, you know, and this is the best country in the world because we have a free market where anyone can get really rich and
a free market where anyone can get scammed.
Yeah, exactly. These rallies were obviously used to get distributors to buy more products, even though the incomes are minimal, and for what they'll get in return from selling the products. What?
Taylor Saul, you have a comment. Yeah, which is like the thing is, I feel like the people that do actually end up buying these products are the people selling the products.
Exactly.
Like you're probably rarely gonna get customers that are outside of like the Amway world.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. That's why it's so difficult to like make money doing it, is because, again, if you're at the bottom of it, like, you know, like say like just tomorrow you were like, I'm gonna start selling Amway shit. Like,
I'm gonna do it.
You'd either have to sell the products and make a profit that way, or again convince people to sign up underneath you.
Right.
And at this point, I feel like it'd be really difficult because everybody knows MLMs are fucking bullshit. But like, you know, say you did, it's like, I don't know, it just makes sense. You're just gonna be buying products to like maintain your membership or whatever.
Yep.
And then, which I guess is like if you use the products, sure, but like you're not gonna be making. It's not a job, you know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yep.
And yeah, finally in 1979 to the 1980 tax records report direct distributors reported a net loss of $918 on average from Amway products. So
Odd.
The ones that make money make on average about $64 a month. Most people lose $918 in total on average.
Lord.
And that's again
so totally worth it.
Yeah, so super worth it. Yeah, if you want to, if you got an extra $1,000 to throw away for no reason.
Yeah, or can live off of $64 a month.
Yeah, which like, if you can't live off of $64 a month, you just need to stop getting your morning coffee.
Exactly. Yeah. Cut back on that avocado toast.
And you could and then you could make it work.
Which avocado? If you make your avocado toast at home, which I eat every single morning, it's a cheap breakfast.
Yeah, it's just toast.
It's a loaf of bread and an avocado. Like, it's not.
Yeah, it ain't anything crazy.
Anyway, sorry. I just get real passionate about my avocado toast.
I appreciate it.
People shitting on my avocado toast.
Well, and I hate those. I mean, first of all, we know that argument's stupid.
Yeah.
People should be able to purchase a coffee in the morning if they want it.
Yeah, and without going fucking bankrupt.
Exactly. Like, it's not. It's yeah. But I hate that like argument because I remember I used to like people used to tell me like if you quit smoking, you'd have enough money to if you saved all the money that you spend on cigarettes, you'd have enough money to buy a Ferrari or whatever. And it was like this joke of like, well, where's like your Ferrari then?
Exactly.
Because it's not, it's like everybody wants to spend money on something, you know.
Right.
It's like whether it's coffee or avocado toast or whatever. it's not a money thing. It's just a rich people are insanely rich and we're all scraping by.
Yeah.
Which is the moral of the story.
By.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I wrote a song about that. About Jesus and communism.
Yep.
So listen to that if you can find it.
Check that one out.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's
Damn.
it.
Shit's fucking benet.
True. Both of those were benets.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize how deep the scam call thing went.
See, I know, and that was the thing with me too. Is like I gotta get to the fucking bottom of this one, and it's crazy. Like the fucking little tree that they've put in place is like all those little steps make it just so it's just harder and harder and harder to catch that fucking first dude, which it is so easy to set up a robo dialer. It costs so little and you can make millions of calls a day.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And so it's like even if they get one of them and they shut it down, there's like a whole bunch more. It's like, what is that? Like Hydra or whatever. The like dog one.
Hydra, the dog one?
Is it the dog or something where it's like you cut off one head but then like two more grow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that like a mythology thing? Yeah. I don't know what it's called, but Yeah, shit's insane. And that's one of those things where I'm like, have we gone too far with technology, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think about that pretty often, just like, and it always comes back for some reason or another to like nuclear weapons, but like,
right.
At what point did we like cross the line?
Exactly.
And like, can we ever go back, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, because it's once you've gotten to the point where you're using this machine that can just dial millions and millions of phone numbers for like 0.00001% of a cent. Like, maybe we gotta, I don't know, fucking rethink some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's like, because like technology, it's kind of like what you were saying about like caller ID. It's like
right.
There's always like useful things for technology, and then people just take it and use it to like fuck things up.
Yeah,
and it's like
with almost every single technological advance, there's some way it's used for evil.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, it's hard because part of me is like, technology's nice. Like, I like being able to like Google shit on my phone.
Right.
But, like, is there a point where it like goes too far?
Yeah,
you know?
your scientists always thought they could. They never stopped to think if they should.
Yeah.
Well, it's like even like facial, like I can use my face to open my phone on Apple, which should be innocent enough, but of course that's being like sold to fucking surveillance state ass shit. Like
fucking police departments and shit.
Like, and all of it. It's
all bad.
It's all bad.
Fucking Face ID, man. I was very resistant until you just like had to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's no other
you
choice.
Can't now. I can't. Sorry, I just had like a.
Phoebe's eyes went so wide. She was like, "Oh my god!"
I just had like a thing. It just like literally in this moment just clicked for me why they took the fingerprint scanner away.
So they could do Face ID.
God, so you had to be forced to do fucking Face ID. God damn it!
What the fuck?
I gotta go lay down.
Yeah, no, because that's the thing is I used to not even.
Son of a bitch.
Because I remember the days when it was just the fucking slide to unlock.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a passcode on my phone because I thought it was annoying.
Yeah.
And then I had to get a passcode and do the fingerprint scanner. And then I had to do the Face ID. And I was like, what the fuck? Do they need to know my face? And it's just,
and it's because they sell your information.
They want to sell your fucking shit. Yeah. It's the same. And like, again, I don't like saying that things are like bad just because they're like popular, you know, but I do remember when that like old age app came out and was getting everybody was saying it was like selling people's like face information, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it, like it was just an app that was like making you look old, which was funny, and it was fine, and I'm sure for the majority of people it's not gonna be that big of a deal.
Totally.
But it still is just weird that so many companies want every little piece of information we have.
Exactly.
And like, you know, I feel like a lot of people are scared of like the government being like really overbearing, which I am as well.
Totally.
But I'm equally as scared of like corporations doing that.
Yeah, which I think is more like, I mean, it's happening.
It's more feasible with where we're at right now. Totally. Is that like corporations will know every single thing about you and just constantly try to barrage you with advertisements until you are dead.
Yeah,
Even after you're dead.
I mean, for real though.
It's insane, yeah.
Like, and I mean, if there is a reason for them to sell that information to somebody, they will. Hello, scam calls. They're selling your fucking information to these scam companies.
Exactly.
So, and you know what you're worth to them? $7 fucking. So. Yeah, congrats, baby.
It's like that's the dystopia that like frightens me more so than like,
for sure.
Again, like obviously I don't want the government like telling me what to do. I'm very anti government telling me what to do. Anybody telling me what to do.
An anarchist,
yeah.
Perhaps?
But I feel like, and that's the thing that like bothers me about like libertarian bros, you know? It's like, yeah, we agree on like I don't want the government in my business, but they also are just like chill with like being ruled by a corporation.
Exactly.
And it's just the same thing, but now there's a profit incentive.
Exactly.
And that's what like, that's why I don't at all really agree with like libertarians, even though on paper we might agree on some things. It's like, I don't know.
Yep, I know.
Which, is why, again, like I feel like anarcho-communist, because it's
the
like
way to be, baby.
I'd prefer to have an equitable government that had flaws versus being ruled by a corporation.
Exactly. Yeah. Which, like, we essentially are.
Yeah.
Ruled by corporations.
Pretty much.
So.
Yeah. Sorry for the rant, y'all.
Yeah.
But what else do you tune in for
Exactly.
but the rants?
Exactly.
Phoebe, where can I follow Remarks?
Well, you can follow us on Instagram at Remarks Podcast. We will post some little pickies of this shit. And you can also follow our TikTok at Remarks Podcast. Watch our TikToks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor, where would I tweet at Remarks?
So you can tweet at us at RemarksPod on Twitter.com.
Twitter.clizzer.
Exactly. And then you can always leave us a review on Apple Podcasts because you're so nice and you love us.
Yes. Please do. Please do that.
And then, of course, you can become a patron,
Woo-woo.
which I'm actually going to shout them out. I'm just pulling it up right now.
No worries. Yeah, please. We're about to go record a bonus episode right now after this.
Right now. So
we've got quite a few up there. There's some good shit. $5 a month if you want some extra Remarks content. If you love us that much.
Exactly. And I think it's like a pretty good $5 a month. You get extra content.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get
ad-free episodes.
You'll get the exclusive drops on merch when we do that. You'll get first come on that.
We're working on, you guys.
We're working on it. We'll get there. But yeah, you'll be the first to know.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing little things. Like, for instance, the next bonus episode, I was going to say this as well, I'm going to be doing a little internet scavenger hunt.
Yes.
So I need our patrons, preferably, and you can comment on the Instagram too. We'll pick the favorites, but patrons get a little bit preferential treatment.
Definitely.
But yeah, comment 2 words that you think are funny together, and we're gonna do an internet scavenger hunt.
Yeah,
so
we'll find some ridiculous shit for you.
That's the next bonus episode. So do that.
Do that. Comment us those things.
Mm-hmm. And then thank you to our patrons. We have Andrew Vass. He's our newest one.
We have Jameson Cherry.
Whoop, whoop. James. We have Emily Duran.
And we have Justin Vass.
Ow, 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 ow. Thank you all for being patrons.
You guys are truly angels, truly babies,
truly the best.
Truly a gift to this earth.
The elite squad.
For real.
Truly. And yeah, we love you.
We love you. And thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Okay, love you.
Bye.